This paper explores the potential of large language models, LLMs, in generating novel research ideas. The authors investigate 5 domains: computer science, physics, chemistry, economics, and medicine. What are the key challenges in evaluating the quality of research ideas generated by LLMs?
Evaluating the quality of research ideas generated by LLMs is a complex task. First, it requires domain expertise. Evaluators need to understand the specific research area in the existing literature to assess the novelty and relevance of the ideas. Second, it's difficult to quantify the quality of an idea. Is it novel, relevant, feasible, and impactful? These are subjective judgments that can vary depending on the evaluator's perspective.
To address these challenges, the authors propose 2 metrics: the Idea Alignment Score, IA score, and the Idea Distinctness Index. Can you explain how these metrics work?
The IA score measures how well the generated ideas align with the author's perspective on future research directions. The authors assume that the authors of accepted papers are experts in their field and their proposed future research ideas are valuable. The IA score is calculated by comparing the generated ideas to the author's proposed ideas using a pre-trained language model.
And what about the Idea Distinctness Index?
The Idea Distinctness Index measures the diversity of the generated ideas. It uses semantic embeddings to capture the meaning of each idea and calculates the pairwise distinctness between them. A higher score indicates greater diversity in the generated ideas.
The authors evaluate 4 LLMs: Claude 2, Gemini, GPT 3.5, and GPT-4. What are the key findings of their analysis?
The results show that Claude 2 and GPT-4 generally perform better than GPT 3.5 and Gemini in terms of both IA score and Idea Distinctness Index. Claude 2, in particular, generates more diverse ideas than the other models. However, even the best performing models still generate some generic or non-novel ideas.
The authors also conducted a human evaluation of the generated ideas in the computer science domain. What were the results?
The human evaluation confirmed that Claude 2 and GPT-4 can generate relevant and feasible research ideas. However, Claude 2 generated more non-novel and generic ideas than GPT-4. This suggests that while Claude 2 is better at generating diverse ideas, it may not always produce the most novel or impactful ones.
The authors also explored the effect of adding additional background knowledge to the LLMs. What did they find?
Adding background knowledge using a retrieval augmented generation, RAG model, helped to reduce the generation of generic or non-novel ideas. It also improved the relevance and factual accuracy of the generated ideas. However, further research is needed to enhance the ability of LLMs to generate truly novel ideas.
The authors acknowledge that LLMs are prone to memorization. How did they address this concern?
They focused their evaluation on papers published in 2023 and 2024, reducing the likelihood of the test papers appearing in the pre-training corpora of the models. They also conducted a manual review of the papers to assess memorization, finding no evidence of it.
The paper discusses the ethical implications of using LLMs for idea generation. What are some of the key concerns?
One concern is the potential for LLMs to generate ideas that are not original or that infringe on intellectual property rights. Another concern is the potential for LLMs to generate harmful or unethical ideas. The authors emphasized the need for responsible use of LLMs and the importance of improving their safety.
The authors also compare their work to a previous study, Simon. What are the key differences between the 2 studies?
Simon focused on developing a framework for generating novel scientific ideas, while this paper focuses on evaluating the capability of LLMs to generate future research ideas. This paper proposes novel metrics for evaluating idea generation, uses a larger data set, and conducts a more comprehensive human evaluation.
The authors conclude that LLMs have the potential to generate relevant and novel research ideas, but they also acknowledge that there are limitations. What are some of the key limitations?
One limitation is the availability of data. The authors used a limited number of papers for their analysis, and not all papers include sections on future work. Another limitation is the difficulty of evaluating the quality of ideas, which is subjective and can vary depending on the evaluator's expertise.
The authors suggest several directions for future research. What are some of the key areas they identify?
They suggest investigating more effective ways of integrating knowledge from multiple papers to enhance the novelty of generated ideas. They also suggest exploring methods for preventing the generation of generic or existing ideas.
The authors also discuss the potential for LLMs to be used in conjunction with other tools and techniques to enhance scientific discovery. Can you elaborate on this?
LLMs could be used in conjunction with tools for data analysis, visualization, and simulation to accelerate scientific discovery. They could also be used to help researchers identify gaps in the literature and formulate new hypotheses.
This was a fascinating discussion on the potential of LLMs to unlock novel scientific research ideas. Thank you for your insights.